You can imagine losing 240,000 because these are animals that came via air freight. This one has more of goat dividends over here. So the beginning when I started, it was more of it was like a joke. So I was just collecting, I collected like 4 to 5, there were 5 goats. So from the 5 goats, you realize that it was like an adventure. So from the adventure, I had just collected some, the main objective was not for breeding. It was just for a barbecue nyama choma experience. Because you know in Kenya, nyama choma is the in thing. So now, as you can see, with time, I had to do some upscale, a little bit upscale. That's when now I decided to venture out and look for slightly improved from the local East African goats. Now, that is when now I stumble upon the Gala goats. So for the Gala goats, I decided to begin with 15 of them, 15 Galas. Now from the 15 Galas, that's now when we had the opportunity to test them and see how is their growth rate. So then I realized that in terms of hardiness, the Galas were more hardy. Then we loved their tallness as well as their mothering abilities. So that's now when I realized that for me to be able to do something at a commercial level, then it requires proper genetics. From proper genetics, now that's now when the boa and savannah came from internet search. So you realize that I said, this is not just a biology, it's not an issue of just studying subjects without testing the waters. So that's now when introduction of the savannah and the Gala crossed to see what it can come out and what can a boa and a Gala do the science. So you realize that from the adaptability of from the Gala side mixed with the body mass from the South African side, you realize that any new good genetics does not come easy. Nothing comes easy. So that's when now, when you do that science, there is probability of several years of genetic gap. South Africans themselves, for them to get the boa breed, they had to do some crossbreeding for over 70 years. Now, even us, it's a journey which we began. And when you look at the dividends themselves, as you had seen from the clip, as well as it's always an entertaining journey, a journey of satisfaction. So it's not an issue of just goats, but these are equally therapy sessions. Just look the way they're relaxed. So long as they are well fed, they're always quiet. And there's nothing that is so thankful than livestock. Because livestock, the moment they are fed and well enough, you'll see them doing some headbutts, some jumping up and down. So that's why lack of information is something which unfortunate enough, sort of like derailed the process. I love the way that through the process, now for the 4 years, there are certain things that I would have avoided to do. During my first import, I faced some few challenges. One of the challenges was acclimatization process, because you can imagine investing in, these are expensive genetics because they come via air, to avoid a lot of stress and also to minimize risk on your investment. So you realize that without knowing how to acclimatize the goat, then it becomes a risk to your investment. Now, my second problem was now on issue of the deaths from imported animals, because you see, these genetics, you must have a formula. Unfortunately, by then I didn't have that given formula. So another challenge I had was in terms of feeds, because these are goats from a different region and they require some proper feed management. Another challenge was the disease management, because these ones come from even some regions of called Heartwater, which have those tick-borne diseases. So those are some serious challenges, which the major challenges that I faced. And part of the acclimatization problem, unfortunate enough, I happened to lose 2 of those stud animals from import. So that's now the saddest part. You can imagine losing 240,000 because these are animals that came via air freight. So it's the moment I saw that animal die, it was a sad thing. However, another problem that I had was on the vet management. So without proper vets, it becomes a challenge to manage your stock. And personally, if I had the opportunity to have a session where knowledge can be impacted, knowledge that is helpful towards securing of the investment, my friend, I would have taken that shot. From 20th of January, we are rolling out masterclass series. From the wealth of experience in terms of dealing with the different types of genetics, the scientific aspect of crossing the South African breeds with the local genetics, the challenges and the solutions. So that's now, we're bringing some industry players. So for instance, we have Acacia Livestock. Acacia does amazing work in sheep, where he introduces some genetics as well from South Africa because of the well-tested over the years experience. As well, we'll have another session of Dr. Paul, one of the best AI experts in Kenya, and he'll be able to give an opportunity of talking about goat AI. So the masterclass is not, you cannot say that you have monopoly of knowledge, because every day is always a learning, is also an opportunity to learn. Even for me, every day is always a continuing process. So another segment will also have market opportunities, because there is no single farmer who wants to invest in something, be rained on, and spend a lot of money and not be able to know, is this thing commercially viable? So that's for someone who is willing. It's just like driving a car or in an aeroplane, and you're driving a car without a license. So this is an opportunity to be able to avoid the mistakes some of us did because we didn't have such forums. So this is the only opportunity that comes once in a lifetime, because you can imagine you can't lose. No one wants to lose an investment. There's no investment that is not a high risk investment. So an opportunity when it comes up, even for me, I attend trainings, and that's the only opportunity of amassing into knowledge. So that's part of the series, that a willing, serious breeder, not just a general farmer, but a willing, serious breeder who wants to commercialize it, who wants to do an upscale in terms of the goat and sheep sector. That is something a must, as well as there'll be a community. We are creating something bigger than an individual. So this is where farmers come together. When one farmer has an order, he also needs to distribute. So we should not be the traditional mindset of kuvuruta kamba, just pulling towards your side. So we are looking at a community of breeders. So the moment you come there, and we can see there's tracing of that sheep or a goat from the farm to the plate itself. So that's now where one tree cannot make a forest. That's where we must come together. Take genetics to the next level. Yeah.